Today's video is on divine grace.
These times between the two eclipses are said to be very intense. It's a great time for us to totally embrace new ways of being. What we anchor in now is a new set point from which to live. So let's anchor in ease and grace and more joy. Richard Rudd of the Gene Keys has said this is the time of the clinging, number 30 in the I Ching, fire over fire. I call it passion in my I Ching drumming app, Tao Now. Here's what it sounds like with the yin-yang lines drummed out. Fire, burning fire. Here's the interpretation from Tao Now. Fire over fire. Sunlight, blazes, illumination, love, gratitude. Fire is transformative. It clears out old forests, making room for new growth. Fire brings warmth. When your internal flame is burning brightly, you attract the very best people and circumstances. How do you fuel your fire? Where is your passion? Are you able to stoke your fire, or has it burned out? You're not here to hide your light. Time to let it shine. Time to be the biggest flame you're capable of being. Fire is love, and love heals all. Let go of anything that is unlike love, and watch fire transform your life. The greatest desire is the desire for freedom, the end of all suffering. Throw yourself into the fires of life, and you become the light. This fits well with the channeling I heard last week from my friend Crystal Nolden. She channeled in divine grace, invoking the goddesses Isis, known as the Mother Goddess, goddess of magic and wisdom, goddess whose powers reach over earth and sky. Some say she contains all the attributes of all the goddesses. Kuan Yin, goddess of love, of boundless compassion, who hears the cries of people and stops suffering. And Green Tara, goddess of purification, power, wisdom, and taking action. A week before attending Crystal's channeling, I went through a visioning process in which I saw myself on a hill next to the Pacific Ocean. There was this beautiful energy coming through my crown and through the front of my heart and overflowing into the valley below me. I felt that energy once again when Crystal mentioned divine grace. What is divine grace? God's grace flows into us the more we open ourselves to Him. It doesn't come to us from outside. It is the operation from within of our own higher reality. Grace comes the more we live in soul consciousness and the less we live centered in the ego. From the book, The Essence of Self-Realization by Paramahansa Yogananda. When we talk about lightness in respect to this 30th gift, we're not talking about escaping life by making light of life. On the contrary, we are talking about entering more deeply into life's suffering than ever before. We are talking about a kind of suicidal tendency that simply holds up its hands and says to creation, "Okay, I give in. Do your worst." What is actually committing suicide is your distrust in life, or what some traditions label the ego. You have come to a deep realization of your own mortality and weakness in order to realize that true strength lies in simply trusting. Life is having its game through you, and you are simply a genetic pawn in that game. You have to become utterly helpless. It is not that you become helpless in a victim sense, but that you realize you are beyond needing help. And then the magic happens. You discover you can enter into that expanded state of consciousness that is guiding the overall game. This gives you access to a higher level of functioning, and you realize it was simply your distrust all along that was making your life seem difficult. From the Gene Keys by Richard Rudd, from Gene Key number 30, The Clinging. Here's what this energy of divine grace will do for you. Are you ready to call it in? Can you sit in your heart for long enough to see what love can do for you? Be still for a moment and come into the awareness of your heart. Imagine a flame within your heart. Feel the energy of love in your heart. Think of someone who you love deeply. It could be someone currently or from your past, or even a pet. Feel the depth of your love. Let it open your heart. The flame gets bigger and bigger as you tune into the all-encompassing energy of love. Let it take your breath away. Let it burn away anything unlike love. And sit with that love in your heart and let it have its way with you. Now, if you're comfortable doing so, call in the goddesses, Isis, Kuan Yin, and Green Tara. Or call in your own guides and angels, ancestors, ascended masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, or the one universal presence. Accept the assistance of whatever divine beings you're comfortable with. Now, tune into the energy of divine grace. It has always been available, and maybe you tapped into it occasionally. But now you can let the floodgates of divine grace open. It comes in through your heart and through the top of your head. Breathe it in and let it merge with the fire in your heart. The lightness you feel is the release of old ways of being, of suffering, struggle, karma, guilt, and shame. This is what it feels like to walk lighter on this earth. Along with it comes ease of being, feeling more connected to your body, renewed health. You will feel more comfortable with your desires and less attached to them, so that they manifest easier, faster, simply from the power of your being. This energy helps you walk, talk, breathe, and have your being in divine grace. By divine grace you live. You walk through this life as your higher self, living heaven on earth. Breathe it in, anchor it in. Trust. Divine grace aligns you with divine will. All is in divine right order. You will feel more trust in the universe, making it easier to surrender to your best life ever. Enjoy that lightness of being. Enjoy that energy of divine grace. Let it bring you to a new level in your life, a new way of being. Do this exercise as many times a day as it takes to deeply anchor in this energy. Surrender is key at this point. Trust that you are on the right path. Trust that all is well and you're being held in the arms of Divine Mother. Allow the love in your heart to burn so brightly that it burns away anything unlike love. This is the powerful transformation of fire, of passion, of love. It is available to you always.